Hi guys, welcome to the flight today as we are with the 737-800ZiboMod with the Aegean Airlines, as we're going to do a flight from Athens down to Corfu. I think it's the first time we've been down to Corfu. We're coming in for the 3-4 arrival, so we should come straight over the side of that left mountain and then come straight in on a direct approach. So as we get into the cockpit, don't forget to like and subscribe guys, help to support the channel, get to 2k subscribers, and now we get inside the cockpit and start the aircraft up and ready to go. Here we are in the 737-800 cockpit now. So we'll go overhead, we'll get the battery on and guided, standby power is guided and ground power is on. We'll go to bat and ground power, we'll go overhead, we'll get the irises aligned, alarm the emergency lights, get the no smoking on with the fasten seatbelt signs which can be checked, get the panel lights on along with the window heat. As we get the trim air set along with the packs which can go to auto, the isolation valve is open and the APU bleed can go on. As we're going to be going up now for our flight level today, as we check the plan, we're hitting a flight level of 300, which is checked. Elevation is 5, which is set. We can go and get the APU alive. So we'll get our front panel lights now all on and set. Leave them off as it's not too dark in the cockpit. Go down to the radio panel, get everything lit up. So as we go into the FMC, we're going to get the positioning already. So we've got Lima Golf Alpha Victor, which is going to come in. I'm just going to plug it in straight from there. As we come in, we've got Lima Golf Kilo Romeo. As we go to our departures, we're going to be leaving out for 03 right, and that's going to take us out on the Call to Tango departure. This is right here and set. From Quartet Uniform Lima 5-3, which takes us to Parna. And from Parna, we're coming in for the Parna 1 Papa. So the Parna 1 Papa, we're coming in for the VOR for 3-4. The VOR approach we're going to be taking in is going to be the Zulu. I'll be transitioning for the Kilo Romeo Kilo, which is the initial approach fix for us. So we're going to basically come down from Parna 4007. We'll hit the 114.7, which is going to be our initial approach fix, and then we're going to run that straight around onto that left hand turn, which will then intercept down. We can see over on the approach charts 2,900 feet, 9 DME from GAR, and at 8.8 DME from GAR we're then going to start that descent down onto the 343, which is going to be all nice for us today as we leave it out. So we can activate that up, we can go into the perf, we'll get that all set. We've got 1 on the reserves. Cost index leaving out, we've got 65, going for 300, which is going to be set. Getting the ISIS today on top of climb 230055, and that's going to give us our minus 47 off the M1 limit. We're going to take full takeoff, go for climb 1. Flaps are going to take flaps 5, so we can blast on out 143152 for V2. Okay, which is set. 300, which will set down on the MCP, which is all set and checked for us. We're going to get the ATIS information in just a few moments time. Flight directors can now be switched on, which is checked. We'll go in and get the ATIS information. Okay, we'll send that off and we'll come back for that in just a few moments time. So center of gravity is 4.75, which will say is checked. Coming out, winds, which we'll catch in just a few moments. On the cut about 1,000 on 800 feet for acceleration height. And a throttle reduction can come in, as we can see everything there. So 1,000 acceleration height. Reduction, climb 1, I want that to come in at 800 feet. So 800 feet, climb 1 will come in, so the aircraft will throttle back. So we'll get all of our pumps on, get the APU switched over, which is checked, go to the APU gen, and get the yaw damper on, which is also set and checked for us, along with the electric and engine hydraulics. Everything overhead is now configured, auto braking goes to RTO, and we are now ready for pushback. So we'll get our TCAS, which can be set to TA, and we are now fully set to leave. So we'll go ahead and call the tugger and get a pushback. So the tugger's going to come now. And as you can see, we're going to blast out, make that swooping round onto that left-hand bend, and then we'll swoop right to then intercept back round on forward departure. So we're going to come out to the 032 12 DME from SPA, which is the 1175. Okay, so there's SPA there. We're just going to intercept onto the 032, which is going to be our course for the runway. Auto throttle can be armed, and we're going to get the QNHs now. So we've got 2100A, 1016 on the QNH, fewer 1500 feet. 1016 and 1016, 2108, scattered at 3000, few at 1500, 19 degrees, dew points 13, no significant change. So 210 at 8, we've got. Okay. That's all set, and we are now ready to leave. So we'll go ahead now and release parking brake. Pats can now be turned off, the charge checked, and we'll get our doors all shut quick. So as we now get cleared off, just waiting for the door to close, which is now checked and set. We can now go ahead and go for engine number 2. Position light can now go on with the anti-collision. There's a start valve, N2's increasing, 25% N2 will inject. We'll see EGT start to increase. So engine number 2 now comes over, we'll now go for engine number 1. See EGT stabilising for engine number 2. N2's increasing for engine number 1, all pressure temps will come to life, and then 25% will inject fuel, we'll see how EGT starts to increase. So we'll say 20% is good enough for us. We'll inject number 1, now we'll see the EGT start to increase for engine number 1. So there's a starter count now, which is just over 56%, which is all checked. So we can switch over the buses now, go over to Gen 1, get the probes on, which can be checked. We've got the packs back onto auto, the isolation valve to auto, the engine bleeds can go on with the APU bleed, which is off, and the APU is off as well. In the cabin, let them know that we are all good to go. The engine start switches can be continuous, and we are set now for our departure. Okay, 030 is for the 032. Okay, which is all set and checked. We can now set the parking brake. So, flaps 5 is down, on for our taxi. We're going to basically just come out onto the main taxi, which will be Delta, and then we're going to basically roll all the way down. to Delta 1, which should be good for us to go. So release the parking brake, cam power on up. So take the first right onto Charlie, and then we'll come straight down. Taxi lights can now go on, jar checked. So you can see everything's all online. We've got 1016-ish for the QNH. As we rise through, we'll check if there's any speed restrictions on the departure. So we'll hit Delta now. So we're going to be taking off of Delta 1 once we come through, and then we'll line up onto the taxiway. We'll take all of the runway. There's Delta 5 for the runway turnoff. So 19 degrees outside. Heading select can go in as well. So I want LNAV to be armed. That'll come in after 400 feet. Once we get our flaps up, then we can put the VNAV in, which will be checked. And as we check over on our departure, we're going to see max 210 on the turn. So we can go up to 210 knots on the turn, no greater. There's Delta 2 as we get ready to come in. We're going to make this a left-hand turn. Get ready to go. So LNAV's going to be pre-armed. VNAV will come up after flap retraction. Make this left-hand turn now onto Delta 1. We're now going to cross over the whole short line, get the strobes on, runway turn-off lights, and proceed to line up. So once we straighten up, we'll get the strobes on. as we just cross over the whole shore. As we line up now, we'll get the runway tunnel lights on, taxis can go off, strobes can go on as well, which are all checked, and we can in the cabin now until we're ready to go. So, seeing as everybody now is ready to leave, get the landing lights on, which are checked. Got the SPA VOR in, which we're going to pass through, and then we're going to hit onto Athens, which is going to be the 114.4. 114.4 for the Alpha Tango Victor. Okay, which is set in, and we're going to intercept that down onto the 269. Okay, so we're all set to go. Landing lights and everything are on. Runway engine start switch to continuous. We've got one which is armed with head and select, so as the brakes are now released, we're up to 40%. Wait for the engines to stabilise. And toga. Full pressure on the column. Speed live.
80 knots.
Check. Throttle hold. 100 knots neutral. Climb.
V1. Rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Gear up. 803, the climb 1 is going to come in.
400.
Check. Going to speed up now for a flaps 1. Neutral hold 4 until we get on for the turn. As we follow the flight director now, auto brake can be disarmed, the gear can now be turned off as climb 1 comes in, 1,000 feet, and we start to just lower our pitch now on the aircraft. As we're going to proceed out onto the arrival departure. Just passing 1006 as we climb up for flaps 1, which we are going to hold. That's 210 is max on for the turn. So just passing 2,000 feet now as we leave the lovely coast of Athens, following the flight director. As we come for flaps 1 now, start to pitch up just to let us. The flight director is going to come back for our speed, passing through 2004. Flaps 1 can now come in. It's going to get a little bit of bank down on the pitch just as the flaps retract, so we can just pitch up a little more for that. There's 200, which we'll come back down for. So get our trimming. It's passing through, we'll come down off that flaps 1 now. Runway tunnel flights can now be turned off. As we get ready to go into that left-hand turn, which is then going to proceed us down from there to the 269. So just stay for that 196 now. Passing through 4,003, climbing at a rate 2,500 feet. Aircraft's handling lovely and stable. As we leave lovely Athens for Corfu. So we'll hold a flaps 1 until we get round the right hand bend of the departure SID. Still flying the aircraft manually. And just getting the trimming so we can settle the aircraft down. So there we go, no hands on the controls, the trims set on the aircraft. have to just do some minor adjustments. So we're going to get ready for that right hand turn now. Still holding on for flaps 1, as our flaps up speed is just under 220. So there's the right hand turn, which we're going to go into. .25 degrees of bank, which is in. Passing through 8,000 feet. QNHs now, can go back over to standard as we get the first officers, which is checked. As we come back round now onto that right hand turn. So there's 10,000 feet. You can let the autopilot take control now as we go over here. We get the landing lights off, engine start switches can be turned off now. And see
autonomy cabin, it will be our pleasure to offer you complimentary Coca-Cola products, Starbucks coffee, water, juices, a variety of complimentary snacks, as well as a selection of our fresh eats items and all-day goodies. Beer, wine, and spirits are available, as well as available for purchase.
Let's pass through 12,200 feet now, or a headwind of 12 knots. Pass through flaps are fully retracted. CMDA is on for us. Autopilot, and we're now tracking orders at 239.
However, you can use your Delta SkyMiles American Express card to save 15% and earn double miles on all Delta purchases. For your enjoyment, HC is equipped with your own personal entertainment system. On it, you can.
So I don't know why I keep saying Delta. It's changed now. The Avitan used to do it automatically. So I get the engine anti-ice on now, which is checked. As we go up for 300, we check down onto the FMC Alpha Tango Victor, which is the VOR. We're going to pass through 210 below for 20,000 feet. There we are at our flaps up speed, which we are now 216 as we climb through 14,002, and we're going to stay like that for 20,000 feet. By the time we get to core, we'll be at 285, and pick out will be for 300, which is then where we're going to basically make the arrival down. So I'll show you the arrival as we come through. We can just liven her up a little. So on the arrival, we can see that we're going to get to the Kilo Romeo Kilo VOR once we come down into Corfu, and then we're going to just make a slight deviation over to the right. Here's the arrival. We're going to use it from the 1147, and then once we hit, we're going to hit that left turn at 2,900 feet, and then we're going to intercept for 343 9.0 DME from GAR, which is going to be the VOR for the 108.8 as we come through on for the VOR approach. We'll see everything will be in once we come through, and we should be able to see once we come down onto runway 34. There's the 3.4 degree glide path ready for us to come in as we're going to run down onto LNAV and VNAV. So just passing 19,000 feet now, guys. See when we're at the top of the descent, ready to come down into Corfu for the VR approach from runway 34. So I'll see you guys when we get back. Hi guys, welcome back to the flight deck. As we are now going to make our descent down into lovely Corfu for the VOR for runway 34. Coming for the VOR Zulu, As we ride down to Parna, we're going to get down to Parna for 4,700, and then as we ride through and around, we're then going to basically take the Kilo Romeo Kilo, which is the 114 with decimal 4, which we'll put in now. Okay, which is in, and 1147. So as we just currently track them inbound, what we're going to do is we're going to get the Greystad 108.8 in. So GAR will come up once it's within reach. We're coming down, we've got Kilo Romeo Kilo. Let's pass through 28,000 feet now on our way down to Parna. We can check in on our performance as we go and get the weather in for Corfu. So we go into our request, we get the weather request. We're going to put in Lima Golf Kilo Romeo, which is going to go in. We'll send that off, we'll wait for that to come back now. There's our top of descent ready to come through. As we already hit the descent of the altitude intervene, so we come down at 1,000 feet per minute, and there is the vertical deviation as it slowly rises up as we're coming down through that 300 mark. So we've started the descent before, as it will come down for 1,000 feet per minute. Then once vertical deviation comes back, we'll then carry on its descent path. This information coming through 0091014, so it's a few clouds at 1700, winds are calm, 1014 which can be pre-armed, 1014 which is checked. And we'll go to the first opposite side and get that in as well, 1014, which is also set and checked. Seatbelt signs can now go on, runway turn-offs are all off, engine start switch is continuous. As we rise through the clouds, pass through 27,000 feet, we see the vertical deviation right here now is starting to decrease, which means the actual profile of the path is coming down. Once we intercept with it, then we'll come down at the descent rate of the VNAV path coming through. So 27,000 feet, we've got 4,007 in for Parna, which is where we're going to then come through. As we can see, Parna, it's got 100 down. We did pre-set it for 4,700 in Parna, which is in. Now we'll be under profile, so we're going to slow the aircraft right up. So we've got speed brakes open now as we come through. As we saw with our winds, QNH was 1014. Weather down is clear, 19 and dew point is 14, so on for the arrival. We're going for our performance landing, we're coming for 34, the winds are calm, so we can just say 34001. Temperature is 19, 1014, coming in 4 flaps 30, I should imagine. Calculating down on for our fuel, 46 to 41, which will give us a 0.5, so 67.8. And that will give us here on our speeds 151 plus 5 will be on 156. Plus 5, so we're taking a max auto brake as we come through, or we could trust it and take an auto brake number 3. So we'll take auto brake number 3, pass it through 18,000. As we ride up, ready to come through, we can see that we've got Kirk, which is going to come in on for the plan, and then as we ride down, we're just going to make that slight left-hand turn, which is then going to intercept us down, which is going to be 9 DME down from lovely Corfu. So Parna, which is right in, coming down at a wicked descent rate. And dropping the speed brakes, that will give us a lesser vertical speed. We've got 266 passing in on 16,000. 4,700, which is going to be in for Parna. As you can see, that is basically going to tell us where we're going to end up on our descent as we fly through. So we're going to just ride out Parna for 4,700 feet and then swing it onto that left to right hand turn. We'll let LNAV and VNAV take control of the flight as we come through. And we've got a 3.4 degree glide path, which we can go ahead and get set up all ready to go. So we get our minimums, etc. in. Minimums today coming through is 2,000. Transition altitude is going to be 5,000. It says ATC, but it just says 5,000 feet. Got the initial approach feature, which is code for 1147, and then we've got GAR, which is the 108.8, which are both in. GAR is in 52 nautical miles, and we're 40 nautical miles from the Kilo Romeo Kilo. Got auto brake max, we're coming in for a flaps 30, VREF plus 5, and we can see that we have got the VOR DME 34 Zulu, which is the 343 degree course. So we get the courses in now, which is the 343. Which is checked. Passing through 13,006. As we ride through and get ready to come down into a lovely Corfu. 36 nautical miles. As we now swing in, anti-ice, we can see 4 degrees coming through. 10 degrees, we'll take that off. You can see we've got a flaps 30, 151, which is going to be a plus 5, which is going to give us a 156. 266 over on the altitude. As we come through, you can see with the vertical deviation as we are above profile by 3,000 feet. If we're going to increase that, we could open up speed brakes, which will give us a higher descent rate. As we get ready to pass through 11,000 feet, so down to 250. So the aircraft's going to decel now as we're in speed intervention mode. With VNAV speed pretty much. Once we come back onto profile, we can lock speed intervention out, and then we'll go back into VNAV path. But we'll get down to 4,700 feet, and then once we've done that, then we can proceed on and allow VNAV to take control. So once we pass 4,007, which is coming through, we're only going to go to 3,500 above, so we're pretty much going to stay all the way through, and then we'll configure the aircraft ready to come down for runway 34. 2,000 feet, which is going to be setting, which is a 1995 coming through. This approach point is the GAR VOR as we come in. Input elevation is 5, so 1995 is the minimums, and 2,900 feet is where we are going to start to come down for. Passing 9,004, we can get our landing lights on, which are checked, engine start switches which are on, wings can be turned off, and we are all ready and set to go. The temperature now is 10, so engine anti-ice can be turned off. Pass through 8,008, we'll get a little more idle thrust, but less now as we come through, ready for our arrival. Passing through 8,002. See the vertical deviation now starting to come towards us now as it starts to slowly go down. We can check that as well for the vertical bearing. It wants us to do a 9.2 flight path angle, but ours is 4.5, and we're going to continue down. 47 is basically recommend 3,500 above is when we're going to come down full. So we'll knock that in now as we'll slow our speeds. We'll check down if we've got any speed constraints coming in as we get down to our flaps up before we get to the Kilo Romeo Kilo. So 240 can come in now. I'm going to knock the VNAV out. And we'll take it down for free speed. Okay, QNHs can come over now. As we start to decel the aircraft. The VORs to the 108.8. And they're both going to be for the 343. Going to be decelling for 214. As a holding 4007. We're not going to start the next descent as we need to get down for 3,500 feet above. We're going to be coming down for 2,900 by the time we get to 9 DME. We'll follow that all the way to 8.8 DME where we start the descent down to runway 34 on the 3.4 degree glide path, which matches as well for the 3.4 degree glide path. So vertical deviation is slowly coming down as it's going to get ready to pass through as we get ready for 2009. We've got 3,500 above. Fasten seatbelt signs are on, engine start switch to continuous. Cabin has been briefed. Put in for auto brake number 3. Now see there is the VOR for the Kilo Romeo Kilo, and we make that slight left and then intercept on for the right, and then at 9 and 8.8 DME from GAR is where we're going to then start that descent down. So by the time we get from 9 DME GAR we want to be fully set up and configured, ready to go. This is running down LNAV and VNAV. You can see from GAR 8 DME 2540, 7 DME 2180, as we can see rolling through. As we're coming in for 155, we're looking around 900 feet per minute. As the aircraft's now going to start to descend, about 2,900 feet. And we're going to also start that decel now, 2 hour flaps up. So as we just passed the Kilo Romeo Kilo, we can now switch over the GAR VORs. 9 DME is where we're going to then slip in as we come through onto that lovely glorious approach. .8 DME is where we fly in on the arrival down 2003. Start to make that approach down 3,500 feet above. Then 2009. So for the final depart, we've got 2009, which will make sure it is in and set, which is then set for the arrival. 2009, which is in, we get the speed intervention for the altitude intervention in, so we can start that descent down, because we're going to get in for 3,500 feet. We can also take in the localizer. Following VNAV now, for our speed, which we can come down. So I'm going to drop into a flaps 5. That should reduce us for the speed coming down, as we want to be coming down for 2009.
1,000 to go.
1,000 to go. Okay, so we get the approach in, which will be set. So we can see we've got the glide path and the final approach course. As the aircraft's going to follow inbound now, passing through. So we could have set it off just where we got to 2009, but as soon as it is there now, we are going to start to come down. We've got a 3.4 degree glide path as we ride through onto that right hand turn now to level up onto the 343. which is checked.
2500.
2500, which is also checked and set. Okay, we'll drop flaps 10. Get some more drag on the aircraft. Okay, runway is in sight. We've got runway tunnel flights which are all on and checked. Cabin has been briefed. Got auto brake set for number 3. As we're slowly coming down now for flaps 10. Up into flaps 15, gear down.
Approaching minimums.
Okay, minimums.
Minimums.
Continue. So autopilot is disconnected along with auto throttle. Now I have control of the aircraft. So we're going to be coming down from flaps 15, coming down from flaps 25 to a 30. And we've got 155 coming down on the approach, which is also set and checked. Landing lights are on and down. Let's get a trim in now. Now follow the glide path on 1, 2, 3, 4. As we just watch our speed.
1000.
1000 checked. Turn off now, off of the runway. We can retract the speed brake. That's going to be fully retracted. And we'll get ready to vacate now off of the runway. The brakes can be turned off now.
That it's safe for you to get up and move about the cabin. Please be reminded to use caution when opening the overhead bin to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted during landing. You may now use your mobile phones and other handheld electronic devices.
So as we pass over the hold short now,
However, your laptop
can get the landing lights off, runway turn offs off, taxis can go on, engine start switches can go off, we've got the strobes back to steady, logo can go off as well, and we are fully set now in for the departure.
If any of you should have questions regarding ground transportation, baggage claims, or any other information, a uniformed Delta agent leading this flight will be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. On behalf of Delta Sky Team, our global
so what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to leave you with the landing cinematics. Hope you enjoyed the flight today. I will be releasing a 4K version of the trip report of this flight as well, so make sure that you do catch that, and I'll see you for the next available flight on the channel when we depart out of Corfu down onto our next adventure. So I'll see you soon, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, support the channel onto our 2K subscriber goal, and I'll see you again very soon. So take care for now, guys. Stay safe. Bye bye.